Today's lesson is topic 6.2, connecting the standard and expanded algorithm. The objective for today is that you will be able to multiply two-digit numbers by one-digit numbers using paper and pencil methods. The problem we are looking at today says that a large bus can seat 52 people. If 8 of these buses are fully loaded to take all students from one school to a high school graduation, how many students are on each of the buses? Sometimes drawing a visual can help you with this. So for me, I went ahead and drew my 3 buses. Not 3 buses. I have 8 buses. So I'm going to start off drawing 8 buses. So I'm going to redraw that to draw 8 buses. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, if you're drawing along with me, hopefully yours looks better than that. In each of my buses, I have 52 people. One way that I could solve this would be to use repeated addition. I would add 52 together 8 times. But because we're in 4th grade, we know that we can do something different. So we are going to actually multiply those numbers. And in your notes, you should have this slide glued in. What calculation can you do to find the number of 1? So we start off in our first place right here with our 8, which is going to be multiplied times the number in the ones place. So 8 times 2, which gives me 16. For the second part, I do my 8 times a 5, but again, not just a 5, that's a 5 in the tens place, so it's 8 times 50. So now I solve that, and I had 400. Partial products are always added together, so when I find the sum of my partial products, the answer was 416. 40 tens would be the same as 400, so we're also looking to do another calculation in order to solve this problem. We'll be using standard algorithm. Again, this method right here in front of you is what we refer to as the expanded algorithm. And in your notes, if you would go ahead and add expanded algorithm, just like that. That's an H. Add expanded algorithm on your note page. That will help you remember which one is which. So this one is expanded algorithm, and the one we are about to learn next will be standard algorithm. We're going to look at how we can regroup numbers in order to use what we call standard algorithm. On the second half of your notes page that should be glued in, label it with standard algorithm. When I use standard algorithm, I'm going to regroup numbers very similarly when I add. So I start by doing 8 times 2. When I multiply 8 times 2, I get 16. So I write down my 6, and I have to regroup by bringing my 1 over here. Now I'll multiply 8 times 5, getting 40, plus whatever number I put up here, which would be 41, which is how I got this part of my answer. Then my final answer ends up being 416. When you look on your notes page, you have your answer for standard algorithm and expanded algorithm, and both of them end up being the same answer. We're going to go ahead and work through numbers 1, 2, and 3 today in your notes. So we're going to start off looking at number 1, which is 17 times 5. So in your notes, I would like for you to rewrite this problem as 17 times 5 up and down like this. We're going to do it both ways, in standard and expanded. My first step when I do expanded would be 5 times 7, which again in expanded I rewrite my problems right here, and then it would be 5 times the 10. So 5 times 7 gives me 35, 5 times 10 gives me 50. I have my partial products, and then I add. So again, this is what we call expanded. So in your notes, you're going to have them both labeled. We'll call it expanded A. And then we're also going to do 17 times 5 using standard. So we start by doing our 5 times our 7 to get 35. When we do standard algorithm, we always regroup. So we carry our 3, Now we'll do 5 times 1 gives me 5, plus 3 gives me 8. So my answer is 85. So when I compare both my answers, they are both the same, as they should be. If you work through any of these problems and you come out with answers that are different, then you have not done one of the two algorithms correctly. So you must double check. In your notes, I want you to go ahead and get number 2 set up, which is 43 times 3. I want you to do this one both in standard and expanded. I'll get you started with expanded. So we'll do 3 times 3. Then we do 3 times my 4, but in expanded, I'm stretching it out, so it's not just a 4, it's a 40. I solve, and then I have to add. Go ahead and finish completing this problem in your notes. I want to see the rest of the expanded, and then I want to see the standard. And then the last problem you need to do is number 3, which was 56 times 4. On number 3, it is your job to complete it in both expanded and standard algorithm.